What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Thruline podcast. I am your host, Jay Larson. I've got the worst cough I've had. It's been going on. This is how dumb I am, okay? This is how dumb I am. I'll have a cough, right? And then I won't take anything for it. I'm just like, oh yeah, my body will handle it. I don't know who I think I am. Then I'm just like, oh yeah, my body will handle it. So then my body doesn't handle it. So then I'll go get like Robitussin and I just like chug it. I chug Robitussin like it's, I don't know, I just love it. Swig it. And then my wife tells me, she's like, listen, you got to take, I don't know what the logic is here. My logic is, and I'm not bright, is if I chug a bunch of Robitussin, it's going to knock it out. My wife's like, no, you have to take the registered doses, okay? So what happened is that dose affects it. Otherwise, it just washes all out and it's ineffective. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm going to have this cough. Anyway, I'm exhausted because I started coughing again at like 5 in the morning. Like I took this codeine before bed. So then at like 5, the cough came back. And my wife, I don't know about your spouses. What would you say? Is it spouses or like spice? You know what I mean? You like that. You like it a little. Spouses? No, it's spice. That's not. Like if I just start coughing, it's my bed too, but if I start coughing, I'm just going to get looks. I'm going to get like, and have her like turn over, like fluff a pillow because I'm like waking her up. So I couldn't sleep on the couch in the living room. And the coronavirus is clearly going around. So, you know, it's not that because I haven't had a fever or anything like that. How many of you out there are just kind of like, I wouldn't mind getting it? You know what I mean? Don't you like, am I that egotistical? Or is that just like a human fascination that you're like, what is this thing, you know? I don't know. I got it. Like, you would be like, you'd be famous, you know what I mean? At least in your, like, neighborhood. Like, that's the guy that got the coronavirus, dude. It's insane what's happening. It's insane. We'll talk about it a little later. I do want to talk about a couple sponsors this week that we have. They're the ones helping keep the lights on and bring you this podcast for free. Lightstream. Excited to have Lightstream. I don't know about you, but there was a time in my life that I had a lot of credit card debt, and I felt I had 2 cards. I was way behind on one because I could only focus on one. Like when you have multiple credit cards that you have balances on, you focus on one. You're like, well, let me just get this one down. Usually one has a lesser interest rate. You're like, let me just get this one down. And then you forget about the other one. And then you like, it's just like you can't win it. Lightstream allows you to combine all of your credit card balances in one low fixed monthly payment. It's set. It's there. This is the greatest thing I ever did was set my monthly payments for student loans. I finally got a car payment. I was like, just have it fixed. I don't need to get the thing in the mail and do the thing. That's when I fall behind, is when I have to do something else. Now you can. Lightstream is easy, my friends. Get a fixed rate credit card consolation loan for as low as 5.95% APR with auto pay. Compare your credit card balances and save thousands in interest. It's like set up. If you just set it up, leave it, and it's going, you don't think about it. You know what I mean? That's just let that money be gone. Get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000 with absolutely no fees. The application is 100% online, and you can get your money as soon as the day you apply. Lightstream believes that when you have good credit, you deserve a low rate and great services, and that's exactly what they deliver. I'm just telling you from the future. If you're out there and you have credit card, just set it up and start a payment plan and stop using it. Just set it up. Just right now for my listeners, you can get an additional interest rate discount to save even more money. The only way to get this discount is go to lightstream.com, lightstream.com/Thruline, lightstream.com/Thruline for an additional discount. LIGHTSTREAM.com/Thruline. I mean, subject to credit approval, rates included 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Thruline for more information. Just get yourself dialed in. There's just certain things you need to have. It's a quality of life thing. You know what I mean? It's a quality of life thing. Also this week, Audible. Many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Audible. If you're not, some of you might think of Audible and you're like, oh, wait, it's just that place you go to listen to audiobooks. It's not. There's so much more there. They have so many different things. They have podcasts, guided wellness programs, you know what I mean? Theatrical performances, A-list comedy, exclusive Audible originals that you can't find anywhere else. Audible, some of you listen to your podcast there. Some of you get books there. It's a great out. I was going to say resource. Out? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Resource. Authentic recommendations of their service in a clear. I am this tired. Audible is a great place for you to go if you're going to listen to books, listen to podcasts, find new things in your world. It also gives recommendations. Like you can just ask a friend, hey, what are you listening to? And they'll tell you, and you go, sure. But if you're at Audible and you're just in the system, you're getting recommendations for books, recommendations for podcasts, recommendations for performances. Because I'm not like a big goer-outer guy. You know what I mean? I'll watch a concert or listen to one, but chances are I'm not going to one. I don't know why. I just don't like the whole parking, walking in a herd. Sometimes the idea of getting out of there freaks me out. And now with, what else is going on in the world, it's not going to be easy. Audible is a leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks ranging from the bestsellers to celebrity memoirs, news, business, and self-development. Every month, members get 1 credit to pick any title plus 2 Audible originals from a monthly selection and access to daily news digests from the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, as well as guided meditation programs. It's pretty awesome. You can download titles and listen offline anytime, anywhere. That's another great thing. You don't have to be online. App is free and can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. You can listen across devices without losing your spot. If you decide what to listen to, don't worry. You can keep your credits for up to a year and use them to binge on a whole series if you'd like. I'll give you one recommendation. Some of you know me from my Wrong Number bit, and which I did on Conan. Conan has a great podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, which is kind of a great name. And that's going to be there on Audible. That's a great place you can go check out something new on Audible and then, dive into it. That's a great way to find. So that's another thing is there are great celebrity things that are going to go to Audible because it's a brand name. Audible has a reputation that they are consistent, they deliver, they help, they guide, and it's affordable. It's a great thing. Audible helps people get more stories and information through the gift of found time, allowing people to listen while commuting, cooking, exercising, gardening, or relaxing at home. A recent study found that 27% of adults say they haven't read a single book in the past year. I'm looking at you because I haven't. Actually, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Oh, I read 2, but I hadn't in years before. Lack of time being the main thing. It's what's crazy is with the internet you think you save time, but we have so much less time. And that's why Audible is so great because people are listening to podcasts on the way to work. They're listening to audiobooks on the train. They're not going anymore. It's too much time to get out of your house, go to a place to exercise. They're listening to an exercise or watching it at home. That's what they're doing. So go to audible.com/Larson or text Larson to 500-500. How easy is that? Audible.com/Larson or text Larson to 500-500. That's an unbelievable way to get going and get yourself started so you have all of your entertainment or listening needs in one spot. Just get it in one spot, Jay. So thank you to Lightstream and Audible, because without those ads, I mean, what are we going to do, huh? What are we going to do? What are we doing about this coronavirus? What are you doing about the coronavirus? It's such a weird thing. I mean, if you couldn't have thought we could be living in a crazier time, we're living a science fiction comic book. That's what we're living. There's a mutant disease, and I say mutant, and I don't know if that's real, but there's a virus, a disease that is floating around the air, getting a lot of people. It's crazy. It's crazy. Schools are shut down. The entire country of Italy is shut down. It's shut down. It's like, I don't know how we're going to survive this thing. I mean, obviously we're going to. The NBA is just mulling right now whether they're going to not allow people in. Speaking of which, I will be in Delaware. I'm going to be in Vermont the first weekend of next month, April 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Please come out. Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington. I love that town. I'm still traveling. I will be there. I hope you guys join me. Go buy your tickets now. Go buy your tickets now. It helps. And tell your friends. Invite friends. Make a night of it. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then I'll be in Wilmington, North Carolina, the 17th, 18th at Dead Crow Comedy Club. Please, go buy your tickets now. Invite your friends. Get a sitter now. Literally, pause this right now and say, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go out into the world. Both are intimate settings. People are saying if it's crowds of 250 or less, you're fine. That's what this is. Okay? Come out. Laugh. Enjoy. I have a lot of great new material that you've never seen. Last time I was in Vermont, in Burlington, I was doing the crowd work tour, so I wasn't really doing material. It'll be a lot of fun. Please come out. Get your tickets now. It helps when they see people buying tickets. They're like, oh, this is great. Buy your tickets. It would mean a lot to me. Tell your friends. Invite people. You know what? If you really want to go crazy, post it on your social media. Hey, Burlington friends, Jay Larson's coming to town. How dumb does it sound? You guys don't give a shit about me. Coronavirus, man. There's a little bit of me that's like, I wouldn't mind it. You know what I mean? Just give it to me. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying that. My heart goes out to all those people, they're saying, we might be people are quarantined. It's a weird thing. When have we seen something like this happening with everyone? SARS, was anyone affected by that? No. No one was affected. There were people, I know, but this is now this is the first time I've seen anything, or we've seen anything that's affecting us outside of just the actual disease. You know what I mean? Where we were supposed to do a family reunion for my wife's side of the family for her parents' 50th wedding anniversary. Canceled. No one's traveling. No one's going anywhere. Some people are like, whatever, dude. I'm still living my life. Hey, I'm in the same boat. I'm still traveling. I'm not canceling. I have to. We need money. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's crazy stuff. I'm afraid sometimes to say too much. This is what I realized the other day. I think 90% of the time, 100% of my friends hate me. I think they do. I'm not nice. I'm not. Am I fun? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. All the time? No. Do I do cool stuff? Yes. All the time? No. Do I have interesting friends? Yes. Which then attracts other interesting friends? Yes. Now, all of these highlights need to come together in a perfect storm to then have my friends around where they're like, yeah, I like him 10% of the time. You know what I mean? The other 90%, they're like, oh, he's the worst, dude. He picks fights with other parents on field trips. Yeah, I did that. I'm not picking a fight. I just, you know what's funny is for me, I look at what's okay, what I think is okay to say, and by the time I do the math on whether other people are going to think it's okay to say, I've already said it. I've already said it. And that's why people don't like me. Because I have said to almost every single person in my life at some point something that they didn't like because I didn't stop to think like, oh, are they going to think this is funny? I don't do it. I'm just like, no, I know this is funny. You know what I mean? Like the other day I was like, I had like a couple of, you ever have, we all are going to have bad things happen to us. Like, you know, bad things or missed opportunities or whatever. But I had one of those days where, like, I had 3 in a row. This was like a couple days ago. 3 in a row. And they were all from things that I had, like, pushed in a certain direction. You know what I mean? Like, one I was like, oh, yeah, the clear way to see this is if we're going to do something together, we should each have a chance to decide if this is someone we want to do something with. And I put it out there in an email, and that person was like, yeah, I don't even want to do anything with you after this. And I said to someone, I'm like, what the hell happened? They're like, I don't know. Sometimes the way you say things, people just take it the wrong way. Whereas if you were in person, they would be like, oh, he's just passionate. And I was like, all right. I'm like, yeah, that guy just, doesn't like me. And then there was another thing like I pushed for. Because here's the deal. Like, I realize in work, no one's working hard. Listen, people are working hard. Yes. Are people working harder than they need to work? No. They're working to where they need to go. And then once they settle in, they're like, well, I'm not going to work any harder. So if you come along and you're going to like push because you want to work harder, which means they're going to need to work harder, which means their boss is going to, and it's going to go up the line, they're going to be like, no, I'm not going to work with that guy. How much more money is it going to mean to us? Or how much is it going to improve our work? If anything, it's just going to make me have to ask and annoy more people and work more. What can I say? I'm not like, I'm fun. I'm fun to listen to. You know what I mean? As far as stand-up goes. You people like to hear how, yeah, I told a woman on a field trip that she's not a good parent. Not directly, but I told her, she was telling me something about her kid, and I go, well, that sounds more like a parent issue than it does a kid issue. And I was right, and she knew it, and she's like, yeah, I know. Could I have said it a different way? Yeah, I probably could have. Did I? No, I didn't. And I was just like, oh, I guess it's because I'm not saying, one, I'm definitely not saying I don't have faults. I have tons of faults. Tons. Am I saying that I'm okay with the fact that I have faults and I'm willing to admit them? Which is why I'm not afraid to call other people out on their faults, because I just assume that as when you become an adult, you're like, yeah, I have faults and people are going to see them and I know them. You know what I mean? I'm not ducking around stuff. I'm like, yeah, there's stuff that I'm just horrible at, And that's why I'm slowly realizing, I'm like, oh yeah, I think everyone hates me. It's all right. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like get better. I'm like, all right, well, how do I just become nicer, Should I just be nicer? And I'm like, well, I guess I could be nicer. But then are people going to like my stand-up? Because usually my stand-up comes from me not being like really nice. You know what I mean? Kind of being a dick. I don't know. That's what I was thinking about this coronavirus. So I did like research. That's another thing. People always tell you, oh, did you do research? Or like when they were going to buy a car, I'm like, oh, that's a great car. What made you get it? Like, oh, I did some research. Every time people have ever said that to me, I was like, oh, man, I should do more research, Like I see, they're like, oh, I was doing research. And I'm like, I don't research really. And then I was buying something. I don't know what it was. And I looked up online a couple like things about it. People tell you they read articles. You didn't read an article. You Googled, is a Jeep Grand Cherokee a good car? You read a review, moved on. I realized that's research. And I was like, oh, I do research? we're none of us are really doing research. When you say I did research, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you went to a library, you got books off the shelf, you brought it to like a big table, you had them spread out everywhere. You were reading something, right, that you found off a microfiche. And then you found an article which made you ring a bell in the 5 other books you read. You searched through 4 of them. Then you found a thing. You're like, oh, my God, that's research. Don't Google 2 things and tell me you did research. You didn't. It's not research. But if it is, right? Then I did research. I researched. I don't know what made me even get into that. I haven't showered today. I haven't showered. My son came out into the couch. I'm like asleep. I finally so I woke up with that cough, took more codeine, fell back to sleep at like 6:20. And then my son came out at like 6:50 and like climbed over the couch on top of me. And I'm like, oh, get under here. And he got under the blanket with me. And it's always like this, it's a 50-50 shot. Are they going to stay calm and just like lay there for a little bit? And then he just goes, huh. And I'm like, nope, he ain't gonna. He's already thinking like, yeah, I like laying here with my dad, but I also love my Legos. I love magnet tiles. I want to draw. I want to go look at Pokemon cards. You know what I mean? He's doing like 900 things in his head. And then he's like, Dad, I want to draw you something. I go, all right, go ahead. And I just laid there. Then I made pancakes. Pancakes, and we got baseball practice today. You think I want to have a baseball practice today? I don't. I don't want to have one today. I was away writing for 2 days. I'm exhausted. I'm sick. I'm down an assistant coach, so that means there's going to be 3 of us. It's been raining for 2 days. It's supposed to rain today. I was like, oh, we're going to cancel it anyway. It's not raining. The field's going to be soaked, right? But not raining. Now, who am I, the guy? What kind of guy am I? I'm the kind of guy that wants to be like, yeah, we're having practice. Yeah, of course we're having it, rain or shine. It's not raining, we're going to have it. You know what it's going to do? All the balls are going to get wet. They're going to be soaked. What am I going to do, dry them out? Nope, I'm going to have wet balls. That's a clip someone's going to use. I'm going to have wet balls, dude. That is like a weird thing to say. But I'm going to have wet balls. I might just put that up on my stories. I'm going to have wet balls. Everyone's going to get soaked. Who cares? That means all I'm thinking about, I'm like, the kid's got cleat. That's going to ruin my car. I got to go out do that. It's going to, practice is a grind anyway. Everything's going to get dirty and muddy, and then I'm going to have, like, muddy equipment. I'm just like, it's going to rain on Sunday anyway. There's not even going to be a game probably on Sunday. So I'm like, what are we even doing the practice for? So one of my buddies, I hit him up, and I go, hey, what's your deal? If you were supposed to have practice today, would you? And he goes, well, I do have practice today. I'm going to go check out the field. Which, by the way, this is like what I've always dreamed of. I'm going to go check out my field, which I'm going to. When I'm done with this, I'm going to drive over and check out my field. How's the field look? Hopefully there's puddles everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing practice. Anyway, we're probably going to. No show tonight for me. This is what I found out last night, though. This is what I found out about myself last night. Because I think that we need to, like, knowing yourself is a huge part of just moving forward in life. And I was going to a show, Neil Brennan and Friends, great show. They do West Side Comedy Theater. Sarah Mello, my girl, she runs it every week. And always great comics. Everyone tries out, like, new material. So I'm like, I get there. I'm like, hey, do I have time? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to go grab a coffee. Anybody want a coffee? Nobody wants a coffee. I go to get a coffee. I have to cut through this food court. At the end of the food court, I'm in an ice cream shop. And I'm like, coffee or ice cream? You know what I did? I got a coffee ice cream. That's who I am. I think a coffee ice cream could replace a coffee, and it's the same thing. It is not, dude. It's not. That's who I am. And I'm all right with it. I go full tilt for ice cream, let me tell you that. I go full tilt. Like, if I go out to get ice cream and my ice cream shop is closed, I was in this little town. There's this little town north of L.A. called Ojai. It's like north and inland, Ojai. And it's super peaceful, super calm. So about 8 months, I went up there for a night to write, and I got like a ton done. It's like you just shut down distractions. When you have, like, if I stayed in LA to write, I still have like a stack of paperwork, a stack of emails, people coming to the door, my neighbors stopping by, like so much stuff. Go pick up the kids. So if I shoot up to Ojai and stay at a motel, they have a desk in there. I can write, and it's just like I don't think about anything but the writing. And the first time I went up, I grinded like 40 pages out of this book that I was working on. And now I've been writing this screenplay with a friend, and I went up there, and I grinded the whole thing out 2 days. What was the point of this going to be? Damn it. I suck. Anyway, I was there. Oh, something about small towns, and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about before that. And I don't think I'm a guy whose memory's going. I think I drift sometimes, but I do think my hearing's starting to go. And it's, I don't know if it scares me or just annoys me more than anything. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? I got to go check out my hearing because I think it's starting to go. I don't know why. I just never thought hearing, like my eyes started going like 14 years ago. About 14 years ago. And then I got glasses like maybe a little over, maybe 10 years ago. My wife was like, you need to get glasses. And I was just like, what? I just thought like if you didn't have glasses by second grade, you didn't get glasses, I didn't realize these things go. And now the hearing, I'm just like, oh man, I don't want hearing to go. But then it'd be like, all right, well, yeah, what if you don't like hear anything from anybody? Maybe it was the ice cream, the coffee. I went out to dinner by myself in Ojai. This is what it was. I love small little towns. So there's this little restaurant in this town. There's a bunch of restaurants down the strip, but there's this place. We went up there for Rory Scovel. He's a comedian, up and coming guy. For his birthday, couples. There were 4 couples total, and everybody was talking about like, hey, where should we go for dinner? Like, Roy rented a house. We all celebrated his birthday. And we got a sitter and stuff. Now, I had been there like 2 months before, going up there to do a little writing, and I found this place in town. I'm like, oh, there's this place in town I found. Now, everyone that in the group had been there. One girl grew up there, right? Now, nobody wants the pressure of recommending the place we all go to dinner. Nobody wants that. But I recommended. I'm like, what about this place? Like, all right. So we all go there, and we're sitting there. We order a drink, and everyone's kind of like, I don't know, I'm not really vibing here. And I'm just like, I'm like, well, what do you, no one else stepped up. Who else? No one else was like saying a great place to go. So the girl who grew up there is like, oh, what about, and names this like Italian restaurant that's in a house tucked away in a neighborhood. It's unbelievable. Amazing Italian food. And we're all like, yeah, let's go there. And I was like, yep, where the fuck were you back at the house when we were all talking about where to go? And I was like the only one who was giving suggestions. Anyway, they make like their pasta dishes were amazing. And so I'm like writing all day, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go there tonight and just get a pasta dish. And I look online, it says what time they're open till, but I'm like, nah. These little towns, whatever they're saying they're open till, that's not the case. So this is a Monday night. I call at like 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, hey, how you doing? They're like, good. I go, what time are you open till tonight? They go, we'll probably shut the kitchen down. Ready? At 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I was like, 8 o'clock. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we'll see you at 7:30. And I just rolled in there and had this great little thing. But that's my speed, man. That's what I want my speed to be. That restaurants are closing at 8. I say that, but I don't mean it. My fantasy is living in a city or town, big town, small city. Kate and I have talked about this. Like, when we retire, can we live somewhere where we can walk to everything? I want to be able to walk to everything. I want to be able to be sitting at home with my wife, kids or wherever they are. I'm saying like out of the house. And it'd be like 9:30. and her be like, I'm not like tired because we'll be going to bed by 9:30 at that point. And I'm like, should we go somewhere and go get a drink? She's like, yeah, and be able to walk downstairs or walk down the street and then have there be things, places, people. I want to be able to have a friend come into town and they get in at like I land at 10:30. I'm like, I'll pick you up. And then we drive back. I'm like, should we go get a drink before we go to the house? I want to be able to have a drink somewhere. I don't even drink anymore. I want to be able to have a drink somewhere that feels like it's in your house because that's how close it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, how fun is it that you can walk out of your door, walk somewhere, get food, come back, and people could have taken a shower and not even know that you left? That's what I want. How many people right now are asking themselves, God, how long do I take a shower? This is what I tried to do. I did it like 4 years ago. I started doing 3-minute showers. Like somewhere I read that was the optimal amount of water usage you should be having for a shower is 3 minutes. It's tough. I brush my teeth in the shower. Any shower brusher teethers out there? Like I get in while the water warms up, I brush my teeth, and I get in, and I like to get. I don't know about you guys. I can feel the warmth of my body to the center of my bones. You know, like if it's been cold and I get in and I start warming up, I can feel the temperature like be on my skin and then know that like, oh, I'm still cold in the middle of my bones. And that's how long I like to warm up. Then I go soap. Usually I'll go shampoo first. I shampoo, then I soap, then I chill. Then I condition. Oh, I do conditioner. Not every day. But I think in there. Like, that's why I want an outdoor shower so bad, is I think. When you do a 3-minute shower, no dice. No dice. Literally, you get in, you soap up, you shampoo. This is what you got to do. You got to get in, wet your whole body, and you're soaping as you're wetting, right? You want wet balls? You're not going to have them. You're wetting as you soap, right? Go shampoo, rinse shampoo, then put conditioner in. Let it set, and then you're soaping still. And by the time you wash the conditioner out, it's been 3 minutes. If you think you're going to have time to enjoy or have thoughts about life, you're not going to. You're not going to. And that's my favorite thing in a shower. And I didn't realize it till right now, but I think that's what I love. So that's what Ojai is that trip away is there is no other distraction. There's no other thing, when you're in a shower. I used to say, like, I used to love being on planes. Like, this was in my, like, late 20s, early 30s when I was, like, traveling for stand-up. And I would love being on planes because no one could get to me. You know what I mean? No one could call you. No one expects an email back. You're like on a flight. And that's how I felt like in the shower and on a flight because no one can get to you. And that's like the beauty of like going to a place like Ojai. And I think that like not even for, you don't have to be a writer to get away like that. I just think that you need to, and I'm like on a getaway kick. A getaway kick. I'm gonna take you with me. I'm on a getaway kick. I bought Kate for Christmas tickets to see Hamilton. We're going to see Hamilton. We were both like, hey, let's not spend a lot of money this year. I'm like, yeah, good idea. And then I bought us Hamilton tickets. And the way I justified it was, I was like, you know what? We're both going. I don't know if who's out there seen Hamilton, but anyone you talk to that's seen Hamilton will tell you it's like one of the greatest things they've ever seen in their life. And we love going to plays and going to musicals. So anyway, we're going. And we won a night stay at a hotel. This is what sucks. My buddy owns a couple hotels. I get him to donate a night stay at the hotel to my kids' auction at their, like, the silent auction at their preschool. We bid on it because we love the place. We win. Is it cheaper than what we would have paid? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did the school raise money? Yep. Did he get to write it off? Yeah. It's a win-win-win for everybody, but it still looks like shady on our part. I don't give a shit. So we're going to go get the night stay at the hotel and then go to the Hamilton. And I said to my wife, I'm like, you better be ready at like 1 p.m. day of. We are out of here. Going to go stay. So my in-laws were going to stay. We were going to do this trip, but they canceled that damn trip. So then I got to ask my babysitter, who's my cousin, who had never babysat until she's babysat for us 4 or 5 times now. And now she's like, likes it. She's like, I think I'm pretty good. We're like, you're great. Kids love you. So I hit her up the other day. I'm like, all right, you down to do an overnight? And she's like, do you think so? You think I am? I'm like, you're going to have to like pick them up from school, make them dinner, get them to bed. Then you can chill. You know, you're just going to hang out at the house and then sleep. And then the next morning, you got to get them up. You got to get them dressed. You got to make their breakfast. You got to make their lunch. Then you got to drive them and make sure they're to school on time. I'm like, and she's just like, I don't know. You think I can? I'm like, I will set you a schedule. I will have everything set up for you. And I also said, I'm like, you're also going to have to do the dishes from their lunches so it's ready for the next day. I'm like, it's a little bit of a grind. Because that's like what it takes every day. It's like it's grind. And then they're gone. And you're like, whew. Anyway, my point. I told my wife, I'm like, you want to bring work to the hotel? Bring work. You can do work. I might do some work. I'm probably going to bring like a magazine or a book. Because we're going to check into that hotel. And then, who knows? And then we're going to I want to just sit and read. There's like the room we have has like a little sitting area. They have a little kitchen. She's probably going to have some wine. But it's just like we don't have moments anymore where we don't do anything. I'm not saying me and her. I'm saying everyone. It's like now everything is something. You know what I mean? And you got to have times where there's nothing. Like we have a hammock, and I love sitting on the hammock. And it's like even to escape on that hammock for like 8 minutes, 10, is luxurious. You're like, it's so nice. And then you sit there for a while, and then your brain starts to think. It's inevitable. It's going to think. That's what it does. And it's going to remind you something. You're going to get off the damn hammock, and then you're going to be not on a hammock anymore. And I feel like I never was a... What age were you guys when you started taking vacations? Let me ask you that. Because like when I started dating my wife, she had been taking vacations. And I remember being like, who the fuck takes vacations? And then I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, she has a real job and has been a real working human being since she graduated college. Which at that point for her was 8 years. Right? For me, the same. I had never been on one vacation. I also never had a real job. I never probably worked 40-hour work weeks. You need to have time to do nothing. And then when you have kids, we now book days for no plans. We'll like look at the calendar like, all right, that day we're making no plans. No plans. Because you know what? You get so consumed as a parent that you have to constantly fill their day with things to keep them entertained and keep them active that you forget some days that like some of the best days when you were a kid was they just want to be around you. They just want to be with you. So, like, we had that day on Saturday. We had nothing planned. Woke up, put music on. We woke up, we put music on. We hung out. Now, when it's school days, they got to eat breakfast by 7:30. The latest, 7:30. This day, whenever. Think we ate at 8:30. Great. 9. Open the door to the backyard. How often do you go out and play in your backyard at 9:15 in the morning? Never. You just don't. Boom. We're out in the back. We're mulling around. We can go wherever. We can go in the backyard. We can go in the front yard. We had nowhere to go. Sit on the hammock for a little bit. Played catch for a little bit. Kids want to draw. We clear the dining room table. We draw for a little bit. You just like, you chill. You just be. And it's nice. I've been yearning for that. And that's what Ojai gave me, and that's what that night hotel we're gonna do. And then in October we're going away for like 4 nights, 5 days, 4 nights, and I cannot wait because that's like true shut your brain down. Hopefully we'll. Who God knows, who knows what's gonna be going on? You know. I wonder why that is. Like, why sometimes you just need to like. Or you know what? Fuck that. I know why it is. Why are we not doing it more? Why have we just like kind of like the internet is supposed to have made things easier, right? Yet people have way less time. It makes no sense. We're running the race constantly. You know, it's especially in the United States, dude. Are you kidding? Other countries are taking siestas. They're like taking 2 hours off. And you know what they do? They go home and eat with their family. That's why. That's baller. Imagine if you could just do that every day. You eat lunch with your family. Imagine if like our country was like, that's the way it goes. Everyone comes home at lunchtime. Everyone eats together. Kids come home from school. They eat at home with their family. Then they go back. You would never go back, dude. I would be like, nah, I'm good. Gonna peace out on the second half of school. You guys just send me the notes. Send me the minutes. Send me the minutes from the second half of class today. I don't know what that is. I don't know, guys. I just want to. The older I get, or the more living with other people, I'm just like, yeah. I'm not saying I need time alone. I'm saying I need more time with nothing to do is essentially what I'm saying. And here's this thing. At the same time, if I had nothing to do, I'd be like, man, I got to do something. How many of you guys out there, like, things constantly stay in my brain of like I know I need to get back to the gym. I just know I do. I haven't been in like 2.5 years. And like on a regular basis, probably longer than that, which is insane. My muscles are starting to atrophy. Like I don't have any muscles anymore. And I'm like, dude, you just time runs so quick. You're like, wait a minute, I go to the gym. Like, no, you don't, you dummy. You haven't been in forever. There's one other thing that like, oh, there's this other thing. So it sits in my head and like, I make lists and goals, and every time I do, I put down, get back to the gym. I still haven't done it. I know it's coming. But there's this other thing that sits in my head, and it's take guitar. I just want to take guitar. I have a real fear that I'm not going to be good. Not that I'm not going to be good, it's just going to be hard. That's my fear. It's going to be work, and it's going to be hard. I'm fine doing the work I know how to do right now. I know how to grind out a script. I know how to grind out a tour of doing stand-up. I know how to go to set and act on something every day for a month. I know how to do those things. And I don't mind it because I know how hard it is. And, you know, like once you know how hard, like if you told me I had to go play a soccer game tomorrow in the shape that I'm in and it's going to be 45 minutes, I can think of like, all right, how would I survive it? I could do this, I could do that. But I don't know anything about guitar. I still want to learn it. I don't want to learn it. I don't. I want to be able to play guitar. I don't want to learn. Excuse me. Because learning something new takes a lot of work. And it's like going into the unknown. You have to like, and this is as corny as I'm ever going to get. But in Frozen 2, there's that song, Into the Unknown. And it's that idea. Like, none of us like going into the unknown. None of us like going into a situation, at least as you get older. If you're out there, you're listening, and you're in your 20s, you don't give a shit. You want to go in the unknown. That's what everyone wants to do when you're young. You're like, yeah, I don't care. You get older, you're like comfortable, you're calm. You're like, I don't want to need to know. It's like, would I want to just like go and start taking? I don't want to take it off. I don't want to take it off YouTube. I don't want to do that bullshit. Someone's telling me you do. I need to be with a human. They're like, yeah, do this. You know what I do? I don't know why. I'm just probably never going to be the guy who like everyone tells me like, oh, YouTube tutorial. And I'm always like, nah, I don't know. It's just like I'm a very specific learner. I was never a good student. Learning off books, I'm not good at. If I was sitting in a room with someone and they were showing me how to do it and I was learning that way, I'm awesome. Awesome. But I'm not good at that other bullshit. You know what I mean? Let me tell you this, and then I'm going to get out of here. There's a bit here. This isn't the thing, but I don't care what people think. I like to judge someone, think to myself what I think they think, and then just move on. Is that a thing? We had this towel. Excuse me. We had this towel that was a white towel. And my wife washed it with a brown rug. So the white towel became a brown towel. Okay? That's what happened. We still use the towel. You know what I mean? You're like still using it. It's a dish towel. We had friends over the house. Someone spilt red wine. My wife gives them the white but now brown towel and goes, here, use this one. It's already dirty. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And I go, that towel's not dirty? She's like, yeah, it is. I go, no. It's perfectly clean. It's just it used to be a white towel, and it's now a brown towel because you wash it with a brown rug. So now you're calling it dirty when it's not a dirty towel. It's just a towel that you ruined because you washed it with a brown rug, which I'm totally fine with. I don't care. But let's not say it's dirty and like talk trash about this towel when that towel didn't do anything wrong. You ruined the towel. And so now you're like, well, we could just get red wine. There's nothing here, huh? My favorite is when you start telling a story and then you're like, oh yeah, this isn't a good story, and then you bail on it. I'll tell you what I'm going to bail on. It's the rest of this podcast. I'm not bailing on it, but it's going to be a little short because I'm exhausted and I'm sick, and we've also covered a lot of stuff, I think. So that's going to be it this week for the podcast, you guys. But I appreciate all of you listening. Do me a favor. Tell people if you're in North Carolina or Vermont or you know people there, please help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? And if there's places you want me to come, let me know. There are places I want to go. It's like I have my list over there. Places I want to go. I want to go back to Chicago. I love it. I can always go there. The North Bar is always great to me. Atlanta, I owe you. I owe you from canceling. God, that was a year and a half ago. I owe you. I want to go there. Minneapolis, I'd love to come back. There's 2 clubs there. They don't want me. Milwaukee, I went there for Best Bars. I've wanted to go back like crazy. I loved that town. I would love to come back. Michigan, there's like 4 places in Michigan I like. But Detroit, I would love to come back. Oklahoma City, I've always wanted to go there. Boise, Cincinnati. I have always wanted to go to Cincinnati. There's a club there called Go Bananas. They've never booked me. I don't know them. I don't know if they know me. I've always wanted to go to Cincinnati. I used to live with 2 cats from Cincinnati. So they got me into the idea of Cincinnati, and then I started just researching it online and diving into Cincinnati. I'm like, oh man, I just wanted to go there. Salt Lake City, I've been there 1 time and I loved it. I don't know why. I have no idea what it was. I just loved it. I remember going to the public library in downtown. I wrote a ton when I was in Salt Lake. I don't know what I was writing on. Actually, I think I do. I think it was this neighborhood show. And I wrote so much when I was there. And that just any time I go somewhere and I write a lot, I love. Denver. Gorgeous. One of my favorite cities in the world. I would love to go. I don't get booked. I did the what was the club that the little theater there? I did the crowd work tour there, and then Sickler and I, when we were doing the Crab Feast tour, we went there. Omaha, Nebraska. I don't know why. I've always wanted to go. They do the Johnny Carson Festival every year, and then New York City. New York City, I'm coming to you no matter what. There's just no way I'm not. So you will see me. You will see me. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week.